The shortstop from Taiwan National University up to plate now. He bunted the first pitch foul, so 0-1 to count now. Swung on and fouled. Back behind into the bleachers.
Now
I'm forgetting English.
You kind of hate to say this about any sort of Asian ball player, but he's got a bit of an Ichiro-ish kind of swing because it almost makes it sound like you're stereotyping. But if you watch him, he does that kind of fall off as he like slaps at the ball type of swing.
1-2 now the count. And he slaps that one. It's a pop fly, and Alex Taylor will camp right underneath that one and record the first one. First out.
Alex Taylor didn't have to expend too much energy right there as that ball was hit directly to him in center.
Eric Perez now up the plate, the DH from Eastern New Mexico University. Eric, of course, has a very unique spelling of that. It's E-U-R-I-C-K. I thought when I was typing up my notes it was Uric Perez.
I thought that as well, to be honest. I actually was talking to the coach, getting the pronunciations before the game, and I said, is this Uric? And he's like, no, it's just Eric. Just like regular Eric. So I just crossed it out and wrote Eric the more traditional way.
Eric looks at the first pitch, and that'll be strike one. The second pitch, swung on and hit right behind the backstop.
Perez hitting .355 this season with 11 hits and 31 at-bats coming into today's game, so 11 for 33 now.
0-2 now the count, and the pitch swung on, goes right to Malone, and he's going to walk that one right to first base to record the second out.
And the point I was going to make there was that 4 of his 11 hits coming in all came in one game on June 12th against the T-Bolts. So out of the rest of the at-bats that he's had, just 5 hits. So just really had that one big game and just kind of scattering hits the rest of the way.
And that first pitch to Gerald McCade bounces in front of home plate for ball one. McCade, of course, one of the better hitters of the Express roster. Second pitch just a bit outside for ball two.
Yeah, prior to Tusculum, McDade played for Tyler Junior College. And they actually won the NJCAA Division III National Championship in 2017. It looks like Malone's got a bit of an issue.
Yeah, time is called as Malone runs all the way to the bullpen. He might be getting a new glove as he didn't have his glove on when he was running towards the Dodger bullpen.
I think he might have a busted glove. He's going to grab a first baseman's mitt, probably from either Nixon or McManus.
That dribbler down the first base line might have been a little bit too hot for his glove.
Couldn't handle it.
Welcome to the Cal Ripken
Got
League.
that cheap leather.
2-0 the count now. Swung on, and that'll be a single for McCade.
McDade.
McDade, yeah. McDade.
And I'm absolutely loving LaFond out there at shortstop right now, as he looked like he was going to try and jump for that. He had no chance of getting it, but he's definitely having fun.
Yeah, he is having the time of his life.
Absolutely having a good time out there. So that's fantastic. He's playing well. He's having a lot of fun, so it's fantastic.
Evan Blum now, the catcher from Holy Cross, is now up to bat. And the pitch swung on and hit over the stadium.
That's a shot. Got it over the stadium. One of those kids over there having a picnic has a souvenir now. Somebody's doing some squat jumps over in the tennis courts.
And the pitch inside for ball one. As we look over at Gerald McCade now at first base now, he has 3 stolen bases on the season, as he has a relatively decent lead with Malone covering first. And there he goes, and the ball is hit foul into the parking lot.
And Matthew Hilliard, the public address announcer, is kind of an evil person, just hoping that people's cars get hit, including mine, just mine.
I was going to say, you parked the closest to the stadium, so you're kind of asking for it, man.
It's been 3.5 years. It hasn't happened yet.
And the pitch. And McDade is going, and he'll get in there sliding first.
As Berg there double, triple clutching. I don't know if he wasn't ready to throw the ball or he just didn't have a grip on it.
Vance might have not been ready for the throwback. 2-2 to count now. And that, he rings him up there. I was about to call that a ball, but he rings him up nonetheless, and now we'll retire to side. 5-0, Baltimore Dodgers on top of the Rockville Express. We'll be right back with more Baltimore Dodgers baseball. And we welcome you back to Joe Cannon Stadium. The Baltimore Dodgers on top of the Rockville Express 5-0. Paul DePino up to plate. The sun is setting here in Hanover, Maryland, as we got a nice pink and purple sky right out in center field. It's a pretty nice and rather cool evening in about the mid-70s right now. A little bit of a breeze going. Perfect weather for baseball. That first pitch called strike. 0-1 to count now.
Yeah, Yuli facing his second batter today. John Farley, with Yuli striking out Berg, closed his day. We'll give you those stats in a second.
DePino grounds that one to the shortstop, and Zhao throws him out for the first out of the inning.
So with the runners that were still on base charged to, or would have been charged to Farley, so we had to wait until we got that final out. So Farley's final line, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 5 runs. Only two earned with the cascade of errors that happened in the 5th inning. 2 walks and a strikeout.
And now the man of the day, Damon LaFond, back up the plate. He swings at the first pitch he sees, but that'll be foul ball.
Yeah, LaFond half of the way to the cycle already with the triple and the single. He's already got the hard one out. Well, at Joe Cannon Stadium, the hard one is
the
still
hard
yet
one's
to
the
come.
home run. Yeah. Unless if he hits a rope down to 310 marking out in right and left field. And that second pitch is a pass ball. 1-1 to count now.
No, not officially. There's nobody on base.
True. I mean, just calling what I see. And the pitch. That one gets behind the catcher again. 2-1.
See, that's where the Express get you. All their wild pitches take place when there's nobody on base. And then they just have 5 for the season.
2-1 to count now for Damon LaFawn. And the pitch. Swung on another foul ball into the stands.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting swing for LaFawn. It's kind of hard to describe. It's very compact, but it's also I don't know. It's just it's really hard to. It's not kind of a straight through type of thing. It's almost more of a flick.
But he's putting his whole body into that swing though. So that pitch is outside again, full count now. It's almost like he puts his entire body into that in one quick flick.
And we saw that it definitely generates a good amount of power to the opposite field, no less.
Full count now. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, staying alive. Is Damon LaFawn.
Yeah, right on top of that one.
And we'll try again with the full count now with 1 out.
LaFawn also with 2 of the Dodger runs today.
And swings at that pitch. That's a high pop fly, and he can't catch that. He can't catch it. Oh my word! That was a sure out for Dayan Reynoso, but he couldn't catch up with that. Bounces right in and out of his glove.
It almost looked like he was playing a little volleyball as he set it back up in the air for one of his teammates, but they had all kind of peeled off at that point.
That would have been the second out of the inning. That should have been the second out of the inning. For some reason, he just couldn't come up with that. It's hard to explain.
So that's the 5th error of the game for the Rockville Express.
And we'll try one more time. 3-2 now for Damon LaFawn. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that's the first time that Damon LaFawn is retired.
Second strikeout of the game for Yulee as LaFawn swinging and missing at that high fastball. Probably ball 4, but LaFawn's been swinging a hot bat, so you can't.
Swung on, and that's a dribble down the first base line, but foul.
Coach Juan Waters comes up with it as he ranges towards the fence.
We'll try again with the 1-2.
Yulee with that kind of sidearm motion that'll give right-handers fits. But Taylor standing in as a switch hitter from the left side probably gets a better look at it.
That one's fouled back. And D. Shelton staying alive with the 1-2. Taylor, as you mentioned, is a switch hitter, so he'll likely go to the left side batter's box. Yulee on the 1-2. And that looked to be good for strike 3, but no call there, so we're now even at 2-2.
Yeah, Shelton with a good eye there. Is that ball breaking just a little bit low? And 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
That one's inside. Had to skirt out of the way. Full count now.
And Shelton walked his last time kind of, well, he didn't really get things going as LaFawn had that base hit to get things going. But he's getting a runner on base here is Biggs. That ball in the dirt.
That ball's in the dirt, and there goes D. Shelton. He could go too.
Go.
He could have gone. He had plenty of room to go to second base.
That's the perfect time to take the chance there with 2 away and the top of the order coming up, and the catcher was all the way over by the Dodger dugout. You're forcing him to throw the ball from the Dodger dugout, make an accurate throw to second base right there. So I think that was the opportunity to try and take 2 on that.
And it's about 90 feet from home plate to second base, so we're talking about like 125 feet probably, maybe, no?
It's about 120, a little over 120 from home plate to second base. Because the pitcher's mound's 60 feet 6 inches,
okay,
and it's halfway. So it's about 120. I think it's closer to 121 feet to second base. As
Taylor's first pitch is in there for strike 1.
But so that throw, we're talking maybe closer to 150. So it's I'm sure he has the arm, but to make it that accurate is the question.
Yeah. We're working with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Dodgers over the Express. And the pitch. Inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Shelton feigned like he was going to go right there, kind of did a little pivot in place, but couldn't get the offense or the defense to move.
1-1 to count now. Yulee checking the runner at first and delivers. And Shelton goes, and he is in there, sliding feet first. That pitch was a ball, so 2-1 to count now for Alex Taylor.
Yeah, Shelton, a huge jump over there at first base. As soon as he was off, if I was just thinking, don't swing at this, because he was in so easily.
That pitch is in there for strike 2, evens the count at 2-all.
Yeah, so that one right there, a little off-speed pitch change up there by Yulee.
Scoreboard is lined with 2s, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Shelton dancing around out there in the pitch, and Taylor hits that one foul and right towards your car.
A bit of an interesting tidbit for Mike Yulee. He and his sister were both pitchers in high school, one for softball, one for baseball, obviously. They both pitched their teams to state championships on back-to-back days last year, in 2017.
That's a remarkable accomplishment. And Taylor slaps that one down to first base, and Reynoso will run that out, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. We'll toss this thing back to Rob Stadnick when we return to the top of the 7th inning. 5-0, Baltimore on top of Rockville with more Baltimore Dodgers baseball.
Welcome back for the top of the 7th inning. The Dodgers leading this one 5-0. I'm taking the reins back from Matt Kleindienst as Miles Costin's going to lead things off against the new pitcher for the Dodgers, who delivers a strike. That pitcher, the right-hander from Dover, Delaware, Jared Rowley. So he waits the 0-1. That's in there for a strike, no balls and 2 strikes. So working quickly with strikes is Rowley. That's what we want to see. Jake Vance went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, no runs. Walked 2, struck out 6. That is the kind of line we like to see from our starting pitchers as the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that's how we like to start things off with our relief pitchers as well.
What was that?
What?
I'm talking
Street
about
Fighter.
Was it?
Hadouken from Street Fighter.
Ah, I never played that game.
Oh, shame on you.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a childhood.
Clearly. That's the special move that most beginners just spam for days. Is the delivery in there for to Dejan Reynoso is in there for a strike by Rowley. If you're starting to play Street Fighter, you'll just get Hadouken to death. Because people will pick Ken and Ryu to start every single time as the 0-1 is fouled away. And quickly down in the count is Reynoso, no balls and 2 strikes.
See, my go-to video games back in my childhood were the NCAA football video games in Madden, so...
There's Rowley working quickly the 0-2. Here it comes. Just missing the outside corner with the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rowley making his second appearance for the Dodgers. This first one didn't go so well. Again, against the Express, went 4 innings and allowed 6 earned runs. Walked 1, struck out 7. So he gave up most of that via the hit as the Express hit .381 against him that day. The 1-2 is a breaking ball missing down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reynoso. And the 2-2, that's in there for strike 3. Got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rowley. And that'll bring the other Reynoso to the plate. Levan Reynoso.
Or as I've been saying, Le'Veon.
Le'Veon Reynoso.
Or in the first inning, Lavar.
That was me. That was all on me. That was on me. And I it felt weird saying it because I wrote it down in my book wrong. It's the first delivery. We'll miss up high. I wonder if I put it on the defensive alignment wrong. I have to look at that. I probably did. The 1-0. That's going to miss inside, so now trouble finding the plate is Rowley after 2 consecutive strikeouts down to the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Feels good to have a 5-0 lead. It's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed as Reynoso trying to put the Rockville Express on the board with 1 swing of the bat right there.
I was going to say, normally, as you were mentioning about the score, normally the shoe's on the other foot in this situation for the Baltimore Dodgers. So it's a nice, happy surprise. Hopefully that's a trend of things to come.
Yeah, so far this year, that's kind of been the way things have gone. The Dodgers pitching has given up a lot of runs. The 2-1 in there for a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, we're kind of right on par as far as what the offense does, is they've scored at least 4 runs in most of their games. And it's just a matter of getting the pitching to cooperate. It's a 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball to LaFond at short. He gets the nice hop. He'll throw to first to retire the side. And a quick 1-2-3 inning by Rowley. And we're going to head to the 7th. The Dodgers lead 5-0. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball.
For loving you, oh, but they don't know you like I do. Nothing but tiny minds in this tiny town, and all they wanna do now, girl, is just put you down. 'Cause they're scared I will never be the soul. They're scared when they lose control. They're scared.
And we're back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Rob Stadnick alongside Matt Kleindens as Trevor Doyle is going to lead things off against Mike Yulee as he tries to keep his 12-game on-base streak going, as that's where he currently sits. He's reached base in all 12 games this season. And he waits the first delivery in their first strike. Had a 6-game hitting streak snapped last Monday. And they've only played 1 game since then, so it's pretty fresh. And the 0-1, that'll miss outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trevor Doyle, freshman at Sacramento State, native of Las Vegas, Nevada. I wonder if he knows any of my cousins. They're a little bit older than him. Breaking ball, or excuse me, an off-speed pitch missing outside. Of one cousin that just graduated from Idaho State. She was a D1 soccer player, and my other cousin played baseball in the Las Vegas area, but he went to school in Chicago. It was a 2-1. Line drive through on the left side, and he is on base again, and that's 13 consecutive games for Doyle with reaching base, either by a walk or a hit. He did reach base in the 5th via the error, but a single here, and he needs to score some more runs because he's the on-base, the run-scoring guy.
I was going to say, I mean, he's always on base and always seems to be scoring runs. I mean, again, as you mentioned, consistently on base. I mean, it's nice to know that you have a batter who's constantly going to get on base reliably, so you don't need to worry about him whenever he goes up to plate.
And that'll bring Jake Ruby to the plate. He squares to bunt as Dodgers maybe in small ball mode, as just wanting to add a run or two here. You hope that you're not going to give up a 6-run lead. So if you can get 1 more here, maybe you're in pretty good shape. The reason Doyle needs to score some runs because we want to see some history. As the throw over to check on Doyle's not in time. As Doyle on pace as of our game Monday was on pace to score something like 54 runs. Now he's on pace to score 46 2/3 runs if he were to keep this current pace, which would be 1 off the league record set in 2012. So he needs to start scoring some more runs to get above that record.
I wonder if he's aware of that record.
And he's running. Fastball outside. Throw down to second base is high, and he's in safely with a steal.
Our PA announcer having a grand old time with the sound effects.
Speed Racer in at second base. Gotta love the old 80s cartoons. They're ripe for sound effects for this type of thing. We've got we've heard all 3 of them as the Dodgers have 4 stolen bases in the game. Breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. As we've got Roadrunner, we've got the Scooby-Doo running sound effect, and Speed Racer's theme song. The 2-1 in their first strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I just really like to know what the players think. Like I have to start watching more, how they like the sound effects.
Well, I can tell you one thing. They really like Jake Ruby's music whenever he walks up to the plate. I mean, everyone's in the stands clapping in chorus.
Yep, breaking ball missing the outside corner to Ruby. Ruby with a runner in scoring position here. He's got 5 runs batted in on the season. 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. As the check by Yuli. And he'll come home. And fouling that and hard into the parking lot and out of play. We'll keep the count where it is, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big insurance run out at second base. The Dodgers currently lead this one 5-0, but all runs are important. As we've seen, the Dodgers have given up big innings this year. And a little fister that goes over the roof of the stadium and back probably towards the concession stand out there. So if anybody's down there getting hot dogs, which we're not selling, first it would be weird. Second, they might have gotten hit by a baseball. So Yuli sets, and he'll come home with a 3-2. And that's a fastball that's going to miss up and away, and the Dodgers have a pair of runners on base. And Jared Malone's going to stand in to take his hacks for the 4th time today.
Everything seems to be working for the Baltimore Dodgers right now, whether it comes to hitting, comes to base running, plate discipline, fielding, pitching. There's not much more you could be asking for at this point besides just to finish out this game and move on to the next one.
And Jared Malone standing in. We haven't seen a ton of him as he cues one foul down the first baseline. Haven't seen a ton of him. We have to wonder how well he can handle the bat and if manager Derek Brown is going to want to take your number 4 hitter and have him lay down a sac bunt and put 2 runners in scoring position for Paul Nixon. Malone drove in a run with a fielder's choice in the 5th, and the 0-1 to him. He swings and misses a big swing there. He's down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Got the official count today for the crowd. 13,150. The foul ball out of play. What? 13,150 is the announced attendance. Is Malone looking for his 2nd run batted in of the season. But we hear a lot of chatter from the stands as he swings and misses in the first strikeout of the inning. The 3rd strikeout of the game for Yuli, the first out of the inning here for the Dodgers. Paul Nixon will stand in to take his hacks and try and get himself an RBI. As we said earlier, he's tied for 2nd on the team with RBIs. He's tied with Nick Graham with 7. He's got a pair of home runs on the season. We saw one of them here. That first pitch in there for a strike, and that one doinking off the top of the fence at we'll call it 390.
I think both home runs were wall scrapers, as he described it, right?
He said in Gaithersburg it's only 350 to center, but the wind was blowing in. Fastball in the dirt. Nice pick by Blum behind the plate. He said the wind was really blowing in, and it's 350 all around. So it's still a big outfield out there because you'd still have to hit a shot down the lines, where here it's just the 310. As Yuli will come set and come home with the 1-1. Hard line drive, but foul, and that hits the light pole over there by the Rockville bullpen.
Oh, so it's a security camera.
No, that probably doesn't work anyway. I don't know. I've never seen, so
I mean,
just speculation. We've got the security camera thing up in here. I mean, it looks pretty new, so they probably work. Stuff looks new.
I mean, if we could sync it in, maybe we can have a multi-camera broadcast here. I mean,
yeah, unfortunately, you'd probably just be looking at the people in the stands. Actually, I mean, with where it's at, I mean, it's literally in the booth, so I could probably somehow rig it that it would we could use those cameras in our broadcasts.
We take this broadcast next level.
Well, I want to put cameras in the outfield with operators and like the high quality cameras. 1-2 the count on Nixon. Here it comes. And he gets hit. And the bases will be loaded as Nixon heading down to first base. I thought for a second the home plate umpire was going to tell him, no, you can't. And we've seen that a few times with Nick Berg.
And as he walks down to first base, he gives Mike Yuli a bit of a stare down as he's trotting his way to first base. So,
yeah, he's not happy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hit by pitches before. I'm never happy whenever I got hit by pitches.
True, but with the 1-2 count, I think if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the time. He's up there. He obviously wants to drive in some runs. So I think he feels that he got cheated out of an opportunity to drive in at least one run.
What, to hit it off the water tower? I mean,
as Berg stands in and will take one outside. I don't know. I mean, he wants to hit. And the 1-0 will miss, and Berg ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Bases full of Dodgers with just 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Dodgers currently hold a 5-0 lead. As Yuli comes set, and a hard line drive out in the left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Coming in to score from third base is Doyle. Rounding third and coming in to score is Ruby. The throw to second base is in time to get Nixon, who wandered a little bit too far off the second base bag, but a 2-run RBI single by Colin Berg gives the Dodgers a 7-0 lead.
Good base running by Ruby and Doyle. A good heads-up display of defense there by the Express as they caught Paul Nixon napping a little bit on the base pass there and were able to record the second out.
Yeah, 7-6-4 put out, but 2 RBIs, and the Dodgers with a very large lead now as it sits at 7-0 is Paul DePino coming to the plate with his buddy Colin Berg at first base. DePino 0 for 3, grounded out to short his last time. A couple of fly ball outs prior to that. First delivery that he sees is inside. So DePino, after missing a couple games, maybe struggling at the plate just a little bit, has to try and find it. The appeal down to first base, and they said he went.
I'm not sure.
I disagree. I respectfully disagree. But it was called a swing, so we'll see. It's 0-2. The scoreboard reads 1-1 as they agree with me that he didn't go through. But the 0-2, and that's well outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now they mark it as 2-1, so it's a bit of a protest going on.
It's a very defiant scoreboard operator today. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. And the delivery, that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
3-1 to count according to the scoreboard.
The scoreboard operator knows that that wasn't a swing, and he says, forget you, umpires.
Well, the umpire's clearly holding up 2-2.
He really wants to make it clear. As the 2-2 is down low.
Now
we'll see what happens
now it's
with the scoreboard operator.
Now it's 3-2.
Because I think they're now confused because they've just made it 0-0. They put him on first base. And here it comes. They still have just the 1 strike on DePino, even though 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner will be off of the pitch as a foul ball gets out of play.
Okay, now definitely with that foul ball, it's now going to be 3-2.
Absolutely.
You know, we've gotten to a certain point in the game where it's clearly out of reach when we're laughing at the mistakes of the scoreboard.
No, you just laugh at everything. The last game we had to have some fun as well, but the Dodgers were on the losing end of things, so just had to make our fun. But this way, still reads 3-1, so I don't know. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There we go. Is the count on Paul DePino. Berg will be off of the pitch, and that pitch is going to miss inside. So Paul DePino takes 5 balls to work his walk because he did not swing. There's no way he swung the bat. And we're going to have a pitching change for Rockville, and we're going to be back after he throws his warm-up pitches. We'll talk a little bit about him. We'll tell you who he is, and we'll give you the final line score for Mike Yuli. That's going to do it for Yuli. We're going to be back in just a minute. This is Baltimore Dodgers Baseball.
I remember the first time I checked you out. I said I gotta find out what that little cool girl is about. Now you say meet me in the park at the dark, right on top of that hill. Oh, but you don't have to ask me twice, cause you know that I will. Cause I ain't scared, I'm a little bit of soul. I kinda like when I lose control. I ain't scared of a girl who knows how to
got 2 runners that are his responsibility. Is a foul ball back here. And out of play. No balls and 2 strikes so far.
It's clear that today DeMond LaFont has been the clear star. Going straight from the bullpen, shortstop, and has done a fantastic job for the Dodgers.
I called it played. It looked like Rockville had the pickoff play at second on again, which interesting choice.
Yi-Chen Zhao was ready for the pickoff pitch.
7-run lead. You probably want to try and get as many outs as you possibly can. Just pitching instead of trying to do fancy stuff and throw behind runners. That's how you get into an even larger hole. The 0-2 break ball missing outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Hard line drive out to center. Right there is Godric, and he makes the catch. As LaFont hit it hard right at the center fielder, and that's going to do it for the Dodgers. They score a pair here in the 7th inning. We're going to head to the 8th. This is Baltimore Dodgers. Back for the 8th inning. Which reminds me, I should probably update that. There we go.
There we go.
Now we're in the 8th inning. Charles Kazarotsky will stand in to face off against Rowley for the Dodgers. It's a bad day. And he swings at the first pitch, and a diving LaFont can't come up with it. And Kazarotsky with a single.
I love the effort though, that even in a 7-0 ball game, DeMond LaFont still laying out to stop a ball to possibly make a play at first.
I'm not sure if he would have been able to make the play at all, but certainly a great effort there at shortstop by LaFont.
It would have been fantastic nonetheless if he got that ball.
Godric will stand in. Godric over 3. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Flew out and struck out. Takes the first delivery down low by Rowley. Rowley played his 2018 season at Delaware Tech. Appeared 13 games, making 6 starts. 51 and a 3rd innings pitch. Hard line drive, and that's a base hit. And up with it is Doyle, and he'll get the ball in quickly. And this was the problem that he had against the Express the last time. Is guys jumping all over him and hitting a lot off of him. At Delaware Tech in his 51 and 3rd, allowed 32 earned runs, good for a 5.02 ERA. 40 and struck out 55. As now Yishen Zhao will stand in. He's got 2 runners on and nobody out. Makes the first delivery in there for a strike. Like I said, the last game against the Express, Rally allowed the team to hit 381 again. ERA coming into the game is 13.50. Breaking ball, catching the outside corner. Good pitch there by Rowley. There was a lot of strikes. Evidenced by 7 strikeouts, just for 1 walk. Set to come home with 0-2. A little looping fly ball out to left. Doyle under it. He'll make the catch. Making the tag was Kozarowski at second base. He wasn't going anywhere, but Doyle threw him a little bit wildly. Uvinovic doing a good job coming off the bag to keep the ball from getting by him. Eric Perez is going to stand in. He's the kind of guy that you really want. Or I should say, Rowley's the kind of pitcher that you really want in a game like this. 7-0. And the idea is not drag it out.
Yeah, just go in there, throw strikes, get out of the inning, and save your arm. And save the defense any time or effort.
First delivery to Perez, that pitch to contact. The other team's going to hit themselves into house in both cases. Well, swing and a miss.
The last time the Dodgers won a home game, they won, I believe the score was 9-2, was it? It was a another comfortable lead where that pitch is called a strike. 1-2 now with 1 out.
And we have to we have to give credit to one of our followers because we had apparently I hit a. Oh, it looks like Jake Ruby's mom, possibly, or sister, told me to turn the music off. Apparently, I hit a button on my remote that put the wrong input into the live feed, so we weren't getting any sort of picture. So now we've got the picture back up. We're good to go. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's the one drawback that I can see. To having this little remote control. It's great. I can just push a button and everything, works. But if I put my papers down on top of it and accidentally hit one of the buttons, because I don't even have to have the screen up to be able to change things. So I can actually keep I can keep other things up, like the stats and everything. As a swing and a miss here, and down goes Perez. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Rowley. I can actually keep the stats up on my screen so I don't have to worry about switching in and out between them, but clearly I have to pay more attention. There's a new hitter, Mitch Fife, coming to the game. Wide open stance, no gloves for Fife. And he takes a breaking ball up, and he has to kind of duck out of the way. And he looked just about as happy at that as Paul Nixon was about getting hit.
Goes up for his first pitch, and the first thing he sees is chin music. I wouldn't be too happy either.
Well, it was off speed at least. The 1-0. Pop up out behind short. LaFawn looks like he's got it, and he does for out number 3. And a good job by Rowley after giving up 2 hits to lead off the inning to work out of it. We're through 7.5. The Dodgers coming to bat in the bottom of the 8th. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. and welcome back to the bottom of the 8th inning. Baltimore Dodgers lead this 7-0. As things are good right now in Dodgerland. As this is the kind of game we like to call. As the Dodgers well on their way to picking up their 4th victory of the season as long as things continue.
I was going to say, we haven't had an opportunity to call a lot of these type of games, but Dodgers have been playing well in all facets of the game. Really got jump-started by Damon LaFont's triple. And what was it, the 3rd inning? Was it that he got his triple?
Damon LaFont's triple, yes, in the 3rd inning as D. Shelton hits one deep out to right, back to the fence, and off the fence. Shelton's going to get extra bases as it hits halfway up, and he's going to stop right there at second base. I thought he had it.
I thought he had it too. That fence was about, 18 inches smaller than that would have been a home run.
So, if we're talking about the fence in Fenway over by the pesky pole, yeah, that's out. Well, that probably would have cleared the pesky pole.
Well, I was going to say the
15 feet.
The right field of Fenway Park is rather shallow, so he could have cleared Fenway with that.
As Doyle now standing in. Doyle 0 for 3.
Actually,
Taylor. Doyle is on deck. Taylor 0 for 3. And walked in the 5th. We mentioned, though, his batting average coming in below the Mendoza line at 190. But he reached base in half of his plate appearances. It's going to dip a little bit here. It's a delivery in there for a strike. At a bit of a delay. I don't know if maybe the ball got away from the Dodger pitcher warming up. He's going to pop one foul. That one's going to get out of play, I believe, and just barely. Blum getting over, but it does fall out of play. And the Dodgers with a pitcher warming up, and that makes me sad. Because, like I said, I enjoy getting the sound effects and the music ready for everything. But with the Dodgers having a new pitcher come in, we won't get to play the Undertaker's music to start the inning. So it makes me sad. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss by Taylor, and he's down on strikes. That's the first strikeout.
I'd just be happy for a Dodgers win at this point. I don't care if we play the Undertaker music. I just want that win on the board.
Fair enough. As Kruska picking up his first strikeout. Yuli's final line score went 2 full innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, walked 2, hit a batter, and struck out 3. As Doyle hits a slow grounder to short, Zhao up with it. His throw to first is not in time, and Doyle looks hurt as the first baseman, Reynoso, stuck his leg inside foul territory as he tried to scoop that ball and collided with Doyle. That's the second time that Reynoso has gotten in the way of a Dodger runner. We saw it earlier where DePino was running down to first, and he was out by a little ways, but DePino had to go wide of the bag at first.
I was going to say, Reynoso has, the stance is not only dangerous for the base runners themselves, it's also dangerous for himself because he's sticking his leg out there. If that's more full-on contact with Reynoso's leg, he can easily break his leg standing like that in front of the base path. So I'm surprised that there wasn't a call for interference there.
Well, there's really no call that you can make. Any sort of interference call would just give him an extra base if the umpire deems he would have gotten there without the interference. And a shallow pop to left. And no runner going. There's a throw to the plate. Actually takes a bad hop, and the Dodgers are going to end up scoring a run thanks to the infield grass as Kozarowski throws home. And it was a low throw that bounced a couple times before it got to Blum and bounced over his shoulder.
Good job paying attention by D. Shelton. He could have easily turned his back to home plate and walked his way back to third base. But he kept his head on a swivel, realized the ball bounced right behind the catcher and had plenty of room to steal home and get in that 8th run.
As you say, the Dodgers now with an 8-0 lead. And moving up to second base on the play was Doyle. And a deep fly ball out to center. Godric going back. He's going to settle under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. But the Dodgers do add a run as we head to the top of the 9th. They'll see if they can close this one out. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. Rob Stadnick now joined by intern Ian Binky as I love that. That's awesome. As heading down to get the post-game interview, should the Dodgers hold on to this 8-run lead, is Matthew Kleindon. So welcome in, Ian. You've been doing some work with us all season on the camera. You actually did on camera today, and you've been working with the camera for most of the season.
And Kyle Hodgson on the pitch now for the Dodgers.
Well, that's my thing. I wanted you to talk a little bit about coming in and working with us a little bit. But Kyle Hodgson is pitching for the Dodgers as Jared Rowley went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, struck out 3, and didn't walk anybody. The first delivery by Hodgson was fouled away. And the 0-1 fouled out of play into the parking lot.
Hodgson in 1 appearance so far this season for the Dodgers, 2 strikeouts. Did give up 2 runs in 1 inning. Also gave up 2 walks and hits.
So relatively comfortable situation he comes into here with an 8-run lead and just needing 3 more outs. The 0-2 pitch. High fly ball out into left. Doyle not in the game. And I believe that's Torres making the catch out there in left field. It is Torres, Dario Torres into the game for Doyle, as we saw Doyle in the bottom of the last inning colliding with Reynoso at first base. Hopefully he doesn't stay out very, very long.
Right, hopefully this is just a precautionary, just making sure that he doesn't, injure his leg further than it is already.
As Miles Costin will stand in. Costin 0 for 3 today. Hits one deep out to left center. Going back, Torres. Looks like he's got it. He does for out number 2. We said it before with LaFond coming in. LaFond getting his first playing time of the season, and in the field, that is.
Right.
And when you get into the game, the ball finds you. It just finds you. Absolutely finds you.
It's kind of the same situation of like when you make a nice play in the field, tends to be that you come on to lead off the next inning at the plate.
Don't tell Jim Hunter that. He hates that. That is like his biggest pet peeve. Like, that doesn't happen. Rah! He's such an angry man about that. Dejan Reynoso will stand in, and he takes the delivery down low. Reynoso struck out his last time. He's 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs, and that aforementioned strikeout. Hodgson delivers the 1-0. Chopper towards third. This should do it. DePino up with it. He'll throw across the diamond to record the final out of the inning. The Baltimore Dodgers come away with an 8-0 victory. Complete team effort.
Absolutely. As you see up on the scoreboard, no errors. This is the first time, I think, in the whole season that the Dodgers have not allowed an error. And just a complete team effort, hit the ball, scored runs. Good enough for a great win tonight.
Absolutely. Just the 2 walks as well.
Right.
No wild pitches, 9 strikeouts. So great pitching effort, great hitting effort. All around the defense played well. Damon LaFond playing shortstop,
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that.
It worked. Shelton playing second. He not only contributed defensively but offensively as well.
Absolutely. So we're going to come back with a couple interviews, 1, maybe 2 from Matt Kleindon since he's down there. We'll see who he gets. But we'll be back for a little post-game wrap-up in just a minute. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. We're back here for the post-game wrap-up is Matt Kleindon is with Jake Vance, if I do believe I'm correct. He is with Jake Vance. It looks like Damon LaFond is with him as well. So we're going to go ahead down to the field to Matt Kleindon with his post-game interview.
All right, I am here with the winning pitcher, Jake Vance. Jake, compared to the first game you had with the Express, tell me what you were feeling about tonight's performance.
I guess all his stuff was working tonight. Defense played great. This guy right here played a great shortstop tonight, and hitters hit well. It was a great night for the Dodgers.
All right, what did you think personally went well for you pitching-wise?
I would just say I was commanding the zone well, attacking pitches. It's probably the main thing.
All right, we have Jake Vance, the winning pitcher, and now Damon LaFond. You're normally not in this role of playing shortstop as you're listed as a pitcher. Talk about what you were feeling your first time playing out on shortstop.
Oh, I was nervous. You know, it's been a while since I've been on the field as a shortstop, but my team just helped me through it, and with Vance on the mound, anything's possible, really.
Walk through your first at-bat. You hit a triple. Just walk me through what happened during that play.
He threw me a fastball, and I hit it.
Nothing more to it. I mean, you just
That's all I got.
I mean, a great performance, 2 for 4. You're 2 hits away from the cycle, a home run and a single. I mean, maybe next time, right?
Hey, I mean, if I'm lucky, that's it.
All right, Damon LaFond, obviously the best offensive player for today's game for the Dodgers. All right, and that'll be all for today's game. Thank you, Damon. All right.
All right, there you hear is Jake Vance and Damon LaFond, the 2 stars for today's
Absolutely.
game. You heard they talked about the triple that Damon LaFond had kind of just started things off. The triple in the third, he scored a run. He also had a single half of the way to the cycle.
And that's a great analysis right there on how to hit. Just
he threw me a fastball.
Yeah, just threw me a fastball, and I hit it.
That was it.
That's basically hit baseball 101.
Absolutely perfect. All right, so the Dodgers picking up the victory here, 8-0. They don't have another home game until Saturday. We have a game Saturday and then a doubleheader Sunday. But they're on the road tomorrow. So we won't obviously have that for you here, but definitely catch up and take a look at the Cal Rookin' League website, see what they do as well. So one last time here from Joe Cannon Stadium. For
Ian Binky,
for Matt Kleindens and Matthew Hilliard, I'm Rob Stadnick. The Dodgers win 8-0. Thank you for listening to Baltimore Dodgers Baseball.